Last year, my stand-up instructor took me aside and said, Kirsten, most comics are either good at writing jokes or telling jokes. You fall into the first category. Message received. But I realized the same is true of cozy mystery writers. Most of us are either good at plotting out the murder and the clues and the red herrings and all the alibis and timelines, and the others, like me, are more interested in the characters and the town and the actual cozy. It was a real challenge for me when writing because I write the book with these half-baked ideas and then I'd have to go back in my edits and fix all of the clues and the plotting and the alibis. So over time, I cobbled together a bunch of worksheets to help me do this, as well as a beat sheet. Now I have formalized this. I've created fillable PDF worksheets for the most important elements of Cozy, along with an instruction book for them, and my 30 chapter Cozy Mystery beat sheet and some other extras. Let me just go through this with you. So first, most important for me, the crime. Figuring out the crime. For me, I need to do this first so I know what all the clues are and the alibis and red herrings and I can seed them through the book. Next, our villain. The villain is very important, especially because the villain needs to be bouncing off our hero in a reasonable way that makes sense for the theme. Cozy stakes. Cozies need to have stakes. I know cozy stakes aren't as life and death as thrillers like Dan Brown, but we still need stakes in order to care about the story and what happens to the hero. The resolution. A lot of writers, especially beginning writers, like to gloss over the resolution. I mean, the crime's been solved, so who cares about the final chapter when everybody's happy and the town is saved? But the fact is, readers will buy your next book based on how they feel at the end of your first book. This is why the resolution is so important, and I have a worksheet for it to make me do it right, because otherwise I would just solve the crime and be done with it. The cozy setting. Settings are so important in cozy mysteries. And it's not just the cozy that makes them important, but it's also how the sleuth interacts with the setting and how the setting influences the crime and the solving of the crime. There's a lot of stuff to think about. There is my 30 chapter beat sheet. I did not print that out. But what I did print out is my other extra, which is my prose stylings cheat sheet. So another thing that tends to happen when I'm editing is I try to amp up the prose. And where I focus on amping up the prose is at the beginning of scenes, at the end of scenes, and at really emotionally heightened scenes. And in order to do that, I always end up consulting a little cheat sheet about all the different types of rhetorical devices and how and why they might be used. I, again, put them all together in a 4-page sheet with an instruction sheet, which again, I didn't bother to print out because who wants to look at an instruction sheet? This whole toolkit with my fillable PDFs, which you can print out and write on, or else you can fill right in with your typewriter and save it on your computer, which is what I tend to do because I like to keep things on my computer. All of that, the worksheets, the prose stylings cheat sheet, and the 30 chapter cozy mystery beat sheet. I'm offering them all for $18. I've had some writers look at it and they've all said the beat sheet alone is worth the 18 bucks. If you are a beginning cozy mystery writer looking for some structure, if you are an experienced cozy mystery writer looking to tighten up your game and stop spending so much time in the edits fixing problems, this toolkit might be for you. Link in the description below.